Right, here's my video on why I want to leave broken Britain. Made this video a couple of weeks ago now, and I didn't know whether to upload it or not, because sometimes I can be a bit close to the bone, like, but sometimes you gotta have your say, haven't you? So here it is. Here's my video of why I want to leave broken Britain with no filter. I'm going to give you 5 reasons. 5 of my main reasons, really, of why I want to leave this country. Why I want to leave the country I've called home for the last 50 years. The country you don't really feel safe in anymore. The country you're charged just to breathe fresh air. The country with some of the highest energy costs in the world. The country you're treated as a second-class citizen if you fall into the category of working class. That's the country I'm leaving. So anyway, first one is just to be happy, because I'm not happy here. And like, come on, it's not a dress rehearsal, is it? You don't get a second chance. Or, not what I know of anyway. You might do, but I've never heard of it. And let's face it, I'm not happy here. I think a lot of people are in the same boat as me at the moment. This country, this is one miserable, miserable country. There's like a big gloom of depression hanging over it. Like a big grey cloud hangs over this country. And like, the weather doesn't help. Going to work when it's dark, coming home when it's dark. I mean, them dark, drizzly days, it's enough to depress anybody living here. I suppose the weather in itself, that's a reason in itself to want to go. But let's look at it. It's not a good place anymore. This is not a good country anymore. If you want to call it England, where I'm from, it's not England anymore. It's not the country I grew up in. It's not the England I grew up anyway. That does not exist anymore. The country I remember growing up does not exist anymore. It's gone. Getting up for work every day is just getting harder and harder and harder. I just don't see the point anymore in working, paying into a system where you're at the bottom of the food chain if you work. I will get to that later on that point about working and that sort of thing. But yeah, I'm not happy. I'm not happy here. I'm not happy going to work. I'm not happy. And to be happy, I think it's time to go. So, number 1 is to be happy. That's one reason I'm leaving, is to be happy. Moving on now, let's have a look at the cost of living and the quality of life we have here. Or should I say I have. I'll start with the area I'm from. That might be best. That might be the best place to start here. I'm actually from a small mining village in the northeast of England. I'm from one of the most deprived areas in the country. That's where I'm from. Now, the pit closed in my village in 1993. So you can't blame everything on that. Fair enough, that might have been the start of things, but you can't blame everything on that. That's over 30 years ago. And things have just gotten worse and worse and worse and worse since then. Now, I'm not going to call the area I'm from, because I'm actually proud of the area I'm from. I'm proud of where I grew up. This was a fantastic place to grow up all them years ago. And this is still people's homes, and there's a lot of proud people live here. There's a lot of good people still live here. And I feel the government and local MPs should have done a lot more for the town I'm from. They should have done a lot more to help the people of this town. I'm actually from the town where Billy Elliot was filmed. That's where I'm from. Now, here's the thing here. The area I've just shown is at the bottom end of my village where I'm from. I live at the top end. Now this area, within the whole of this village, me growing up, we had around 15 pubs and clubs in this village when I was growing up. Now about 5 of them survive. This area that I'm showing you now was rammed. On a Friday and Saturday night, this area was rammed. That was a pub there, now a shop. This place here, this was going to be luxury apartments, by all accounts, when it was getting done. Look at it. In summer nights, there'd be hundreds of people along this front. Along the end, another pub, gone. Along this road here, you had taxis queuing up for closing time to take people home or to nightclubs or wherever. It was like a circuit. On a Friday and Saturday night, this place was heaving. Gone. It's all gone. Everything gone. And what you've got to think is, I'm paying taxes, I'm paying the high price that this country demands to live here for less. What they're giving you back? Nothing. Energy prices through the roof. Food prices. Just go in the supermarket. Look at the prices. Look at the price of stuff. We've even got mincemeat with security tags on now. Food prices are ridiculous now. Running a vehicle. Look at the price of fuel. Look at the price of your fuel to run a vehicle. Insurance, tax, everything to run a car. It's a fortune. Now, to me, you're being taxed over and over again on the same pound. To live in an area that's the most deprived in the country. You're paying a fortune to live here. My local town centre. Half the shops are closed. Look at this. This is a Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock. This is my local town centre. This is where I'm paying to live. And I can say about this. This is one miserable, depressed. No other words for it. That's where I'm living, and that's what they're giving us in return. This is what I'm paying for. Paying a fortune to live here and get nothing in return. Look at that cost of coffee. The last time I had a coffee sat outside of there, 2 down and outs were taking tab butts out the ashtrays. I had to move my cup of coffee so that it would get into the ashtray to get the tab butts out. That's where I'm living. Now, as well, crime. Figures on crime. They're not telling us the truth. Nowhere. There's nowhere they're telling us the truth about the crime figures. I don't think they would dare tell the general public what is really going on and what the real figures are of what's happening, in my opinion anyway. Let's get on about health. Dentist. I've got to go private. Can't get an NHS dentist. I don't even think they take it anymore. Well, not what I know of anyway. I can't find one. So my dentist, I pay private. Your doctors. You struggle to get a doctor's appointment. When you get one, they're rushing you out the door as quick as they can. Where's the family doctor gone? Where's the old family doctor gone that we used to have? All gone, we're just a number now. Well, let's face it, the NHS, it's on its knees. Why? Because they're looking after people they shouldn't be. They're looking after people that aren't entitled to use our NHS. That's why. That's why it's in the state it's in. Everyone can go on about, they'll have their own stories about long waits in A&Es, things like that. But here's just a quick one. My brother's friend's dad was at work, had a bit of a freak accident about a month back. Something fell off some scaffolding. Not going to go into too much detail, but he had to go to A&E. He sat in the waiting room of A&E for 10 hours with a broken neck. That's how far gone this place is now. But anyway, we'll move on. So that was the cost of living and quality of life in my area anyway, how I feel about it. This is a big one for me. Number 3 is working to keep others. Now, before I get into this one, if anybody can tell me a country where I can fly to, throw my passport away or enter legally, get put up in a hotel and given 3 meals a day, I'll gladly go. So if there's another country in this world that does that, that's the country for me. Before we get into this. Now, I just feel I'm going to work now to look after every waif and stray that other countries don't want. Now, we've got people coming here now with not 1 ounce of respect for this country or the people in the country. You can see the hostility in the eyes. You can see it. They don't like us. And they're coming here and they are bleeding this country dry. And we're paying for that. Now, I'm going to work to keep people who's entering this country illegally fed and warm all through these winters, fed and warm, while I'm putting the heating on for 1 or 2 hours a night and being roasted in taxes for the pleasure of doing so. Now, so if people want to go with a race card here and say I'm racist and I'm against refugees and immigrants and all this sort of stuff, we'll take it from a different angle then. What about the lazy, bone-idle scroungers in this country that are just too lazy to work? Why should I look after them? I always thought the whole idea of going to work was to benefit yourself, not other people. Well, I just feel I'm going to work now, so the people don't have to. Surely that's it, isn't it? You go to work to benefit yourself, or am I wrong? I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, you tell me. I'm just going to go on Google now and just see how many people in the UK are claiming benefits. Here we are. As of February 2025, approximately 24 million people in Great Britain are claiming some sort of DWP benefit. That's 1 in 3. Yes, not a bad number, eh? 1 in 3 people are claiming at least one form of benefit that I'm going to work to pay for. Fantastic. How's that fair? How's that fair like? So anyway, we'll move on. I think you get the idea there. We're going to move on now to the people who's running this country. Now I'll come straight out here and say it. Hate is a very, very strong word, right? But it's not strong enough for how I feel about the people running this country. Definitely not. Or should I say running this country into the ground. It's like, it's one rule for them, one rule for us, and it is. And that is how the way it is. Now I'm just thinking now, why would anybody want to go to work, pay into a system that benefits them, solely benefits them and works against yourself? Why would you want to work in that system to help them? Like contribute to their lifestyle. I don't want to do that anymore. Like these people, they are sitting in a room just dreaming up the next scam, how they can filter more money away. Money we've worked for, money we've earned. Or how to extract more money from the working public. Because that is one of the only ways they can really make money today. By taxing us more and more and more. They're not creating anything. They're not creating industry. These will never, ever, ever push this country forward. They'll never, ever do anything that's going to benefit the working class of this country, ever. They're just not capable of doing it. Impossible. If you look at them, half of them, they've never, ever even had a job. They've never had proper jobs. They haven't had businesses. They haven't got a clue. They haven't got a clue what they're doing. Like there's a thing there. They can't even build a railway. They've been on with this HS2 since I think 2009. This HS2 railway they've been banging on about building. I think they've cancelled the most northern part. Double over budget, so someone's getting massive fiddles out of that, aren't they? No doubt about it. But they can't even build a railway, man. They can't even build a railway today. There's the Great Northern Railway from King's Cross in London up to Durham. Was built in the 1800s, 1840 to 50, something like that. It took 2 to 4 years to build. Nearly 200 years ago. And these buffoons we've got now can't build one. They can't even build a railway, man. So what chance have we got? What chance have we got as a country with these in charge? But let's move on to a topic a lot of people speak about today. Free speech. People get on about we've lost our losing free speech and all that carry on. No, we're not. I've said this for years and years and years. This country's always had free speech. What we lost a long time ago was the right to an opinion. If it didn't fit the status quo. That's what we lost. Not our free speech. We lost our right to have an opinion if it didn't suit. Now, for anything to get any better, don't care what anyone says, these narcissists, these parasites running this country need to go. Every single last one of them. They are just, every one of them. We need a whole new political class before this country will ever move forward. That's what's needed. Every single last one of them has to go before anything will ever get any better. It's broken and they've plundered this country so far, and they still are. They're running it into the ground and they just will not stop. They're doing what you don't want, and then they're saying, and you're paying for it. We're going to do this. I know you don't want it, and you're paying for it. That's what we're getting shoved down our throat of these people. And I'm not here to take it anymore. I'm not working for these. I'm not paying for these no more. And there's a lot of people think, that these people don't live in the real world and they don't understand what's happening and they don't realise. Don't you kid yourself, they do. They know exactly what they're doing and they don't care. Don't you ever think that one of these will ever do anything in your interests, because they won't. Everything they do is to benefit themselves or to benefit someone in their circle financially. That's how they work. Just follow the money and you'll see it. It's all you have to do, follow the money. Anyway, I'll move on from that because I think people have a very good idea what I think about them. So let's move on to number 5. Easy, this one, for a better life. The reason everyone who can or who can afford it or who's got the capabilities to do so should be leaving this country is for a better life. That's why I'm mainly doing it, and I think that's why a lot of people. And that's what I want. I want a better life than what they're offering here. I've worked all my life. In my opinion, I've done my bit. And I'm basically not going to let these take what I've worked for. That's my thinking. I'm not giving these none of the money I've worked for anymore. So yeah, leaving this country, I do think I can have a better life. I do think financially, I can have a better standard of living somewhere else. For me, if you think you've done enough, pack it in, sell up, and do what you want to do. It's your decision. A lot of people think they can't retire till they're 67. No, retire when you want to retire. Go out and do what you want to do. Not everyone might not want to do what I'm doing. Not everyone might have the same goals as me. But to me, if you've worked, if you've earned, if you've saved, and you feel you've got enough, pack it in. Just pack it in. Leave the country if you want to. Go and do what you want to do. You've earned it. You've worked for it. It's your decision. And that's what I'm doing. And I hope, I'd love to see a lot of other people do the same. Don't let them have it. They'll take it off you. They will take it off you. One way or another, they will take it off you what you've worked for. They're trying the best. So to me, pack in, spend it. Just go and live and enjoy it. That's what I'm doing. So, I'll catch you later. Right, that's it. I've had me say. Let's move on.